Hello, this is JM83. This is my highlights of AOR Baku, which is a few weeks ago now. I've not really had much time to do all the commentary and stuff, and yeah, so it's a few weeks late, but I'll hopefully be going through all the season's races quite quickly after this. But we're currently round 6 has happened, this is round 3, so yeah, going into still quite early in my no-line career in terms of how long experience and everything. So I'd done not that much practice for this race. I'd kind of learnt all the braking markets, but Baku is such an awful track, in my opinion, that I just didn't really have motivation to practice that much. And I kind of realised that because it's a street track, that probably not many more than 10 people will finish. So if I can just finish the race, I'll probably get a point, which is all I really cared about, because I had a points record. But you can see already turning in too early. That lap was ruined, and it was a 42. I think poles were around 30. I can't remember actually, to be honest. But yeah, that was nowhere near pole. Obviously, I'm 12th at the minute, just between extremes and mills. But now on the my best lap in qualifying, this is my last run, and we've got to try and improve on that 42.6 that I've currently got. And Bobbert's my teammate is on pole at the minute, so that'd be very good if he can get pole. He hasn't had the best start to the season, but hopefully we can push on as the Red Bull team. Neither have I. I've only got, I think, 4 points in the first 2 races, and he had I think 7 or something. That was just off the top of my head. I don't know if that's true or not, but you can see coming through the whole of sector 1, missing the apex a bit there, which compromises the next one as well. I didn't really get a good run out there. But at the end of sector 1, how far improving are we on the current lap? And we're not actually improving, we're 2.5 tenths down, so that's gone very well. And now going to castle section, the only thing about this corner is don't crash, so braking at 50 metres, turning in, clipping the curb in the apex, and that's pretty nicely through there actually. And then turning in for this corner, clip the curb on the left hand side, and then run out onto the right. So pretty good lap so far. On a middle sector was alright so far. The first sector was pretty poor, but can we try and improve on the next lap? And going around here, brake just as that curve ends on the right, and clipping the curve on the inside. Don't take too much speed, otherwise you will go straight into the wall. Smithson's on pole position, championship leader at this point. And I think it was anyway, I might have been second, but we actually gained that time back, and with half a tenth up on the previous lap, so now it's just a straight line to the finish. This is the worst sector in Formula 1, because it literally just hold the accelerator down, and it's just stupid, to be honest. This track is ridiculous. But currently 14th, a few people have improved, so coming up to the line, what in time is it going to be? Opening DRS up to about 212 miles an hour, I think you get to in the end, and it's going to cross the line, and it's a improvement, I think, at 42.5, which left me in 14th, I believe. Yes, it did. And that is alright, I suppose. It's a vodka shot on pole with Smithson and Bobbert second and third. My teammate on 3rd place in the grid, so that's decent. I'm only 2 seconds off pole, which is actually quite a lot, but now straight into a race for 5 red lights for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, starting on soft tyres. And it's a very long hold, but it's lights out, and finally away we go. Decent start compared to Sauber on the timing of extremes, and LK is going to the inside. I'm going to try and switch it down the middle. Verstappen on the outside is just about going a bit wide, so I'm going to switch it to the inside. The Bobbert's my teammate has actually spun out already, so that's gone extremely well. And yeah, not the best, but you can see just trying to avoid all the other cars, keep my wing intact. And we're up the inside of Bailey there, but he gets a good run the outside and keeps that position for the time being. But we're up 2 places. I think I overtook extremes already, and he's actually been overtaken by Mills now on the top left extreme, you can see. And Hayden's going very slowly into turn 3. We're going to hook the inside of Bailey as well, but that's not really going to work. LK's spun, and that means I'm up into 11th, but try going to the inside of Hayden and Bailey, but that was a bit ambitious and didn't really come off. But now we're 11th place, so one more mistake from someone ahead of me, and I'm into the points already. And my points run is pretty long at this point. It's back to Bahrain in season 13 was the last time I didn't score in the race that I started. So yeah, pretty looking to carry that on for the time being. But obviously this season is really a lot harder, a lot more competitive grid than the ones I've been used to in the past, so probably will lose it at some point this season. And going through the back castle section on the first lap, make sure not to crash. And Verstappen, also Bailey, is on the softs, and I think Hayden's on the super soft, so he should technically have the pace, but that's not really how it works at the start of the race. You can see at the start of lap 2, they're side by side at turn 1, Hayden's up the inside, and he's squeezing Bailey, and they've actually spun into the wall, and they're both spun around, they've both got heavy wing damage, so that's me up into 9th place, so up into the points, and we got Verstappen still right behind me, but I think he got heavy wing damage, so he probably will have to pit. And you can see now nothing at all happened. The top 8 just pulled away, and I pulled away from the guys behind me. So yeah, we're up into 8th place now as KJ is pitted, but he was one of the leaders, and you can see he's already just over a pit stop. He had a just under a pit stop advantage on me, so that's the sort of the pace of the leaders compared to me. In 9 laps he managed to pull out 20 seconds, so and now you can see I'm going wide into the castle section. And I wasn't like I felt like I was holding up at this point, which I definitely was, but it wasn't intentional. It's just this track is suited, so you can't really go you can't really do side by side anyway. You can see I've made a mistake there, but unfortunately he can't really get past because the next corner after this is not an overtaking place at all. So unfortunately he did have to wait behind. I wasn't trying to hold him up, but I didn't want to lose time letting him through. So Coming through the section now, just about braking nicely there, and KJ is right behind me, but MPV0, who I believe has pitted as well, so I'm just costing him time to his rivals at this point. But now onto the back straight, we've got a bit of oversteer, and I just thought I'm going to let him pass at this point, because if he was right behind me into that section, the chances are we probably would have collided if we were side by side. So I decided to just let him through. He's obviously got the pace over me, so I'm not going to try and fight it too hard. But now Apex, who was also pitted, I think, is right behind me. So he's probably going to get past me as well, but it's not going to be long until we pit. I think lap 13 or 14 we're going to pit on. So yeah, not really much point fighting these guys for position, because I'm out of sync with everyone compared to the pit stops that we've done. And MVP0 and Ollie have pulled away pretty much quite far ahead of KJ in that like half a lap that he was stuck behind me. And now Apex has got a good exit. He's probably going to go past me here, and yes, he is in the Mercedes. And I've got a lot of spare fuel still, but that's mainly for my super soft stint, because I want to have the pace there. But Apex going straight ahead of me, braking early, don't want to run into the back of him. And yeah, we just have to concede position down to 5th place, but we've still got a pit stop to make, so who knows where we'll end up at this point. But now cutting onto the next lap, lap 14, and you can see I'm in the pits. So coming into pits for the super softs, 11 laps left, or 12 on the super softs to do, but we're already down into 7th. We've got Tapan who's going to come past. My teammate Bobbers is actually retired there, so only 11 runners left, so one more retirement and I'm guaranteed points as long as I don't crash. But we're changing the front wing as well, because I got some wing damage halfway through that stint, so changing the wing, which is obviously going to cost me an extra like 5 or 6 seconds compared to what the stop usually would be. But LK is right behind me. You can see he's going to go past, and so is Verstappen, who pitted I think on lap 1 for those mediums, so hopefully I should be able to catch them up, because the super softs will obviously be a lot quicker than the mediums and the old softs on those two cars. Coming out of the pits now, we're about 9 seconds or so behind them, I think. So hopefully we can try and push and close it up. We've got a lot of fuel to use, and these super soft tyres will be pretty good to the end of the race now, and those mediums will just be getting worse and worse on the cars ahead. But you can see lap 15, a lap later, Bailey is actually in the pits again, so over to 10th, but I'm not sure why he's in the pits, because he's obviously pitted near the start, so mediums can do the whole race. But I think he's actually pitted for super softs, and now he's gonna, I think he retired from the race at this point. You can see I've missed my braking point, gone straight on, so that's gone really well. And yeah, that's basically chances of LK catching LK are pretty much limited now, because he obviously gained about 2 seconds by me going wide there. So yeah, not very much chance of me catching him. And you can see lap 26, and I'm still in 10th, and I'm still a long way behind LK, and going down in towards turn 6, and I missed my braking point again. So yeah, it didn't go very well from that point onwards. By this point I basically realised I wasn't going to fight LK because he was way too quick, and I was just like 10th on my own, so it really didn't matter what I did, because I was guaranteed points. Bailey did retire at this point. And you can see on the minimap everyone's always finishing, and I'm just finishing sector 1, so they're about 45 seconds ahead of me, which not my best race, I'll have to be honest, but I take a point. The track is awful. I'm glad I never have to drive it again in this game, but we come across the line for 10th place, and it's a point, so that takes it up to 5 for the season, which isn't that bad. And we'll just push on from here. The next few tracks are pretty, I like Bahrain, I like Britain, so they're 2 of the next 3 tracks. So you can see 10th place, didn't get a penalty, which is pretty good, but it's quite hard to get a penalty here. Smithson wins the race, KJ in 2nd, and Apex 3rd, with the 2 Haas cars of Vodka and Zero in 4th and 5th. So that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you didn't, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been JO83, and I'll see you next time.